Guys, today is October the 7th, and you are listening to The Real Pat G. Let's take a look first at what happened yesterday on Thursday Night Football. I gave you guys 5 picks, all 5 cashed. If you took the Cortland Sutton reception prop, it was a push. If you took the Cortland Sutton yardage, like I also advised would be a possible play, you got there. So the first 4 plays I gave initially were these. If you took Matt Ryan's completions or his attempts, both got there. Alec Pierce got there with flying colors. McManus was there by halftime. Sutton unfortunately dropped that catch in the end zone on 4th and goal in overtime. That would have got us there. The last pick I did give out to you guys was Russ Wilson over 13.5 rushing yards, which he cleared on his first rush. So yesterday was a good day if you tailed in the NFL, and congratulations if you did. Let's get on with today's MLB slate. So it is a very condensed slate. There is not a lot of good options. I want to get this out right now so that no numbers have changed, because the numbers have fluctuated, and I kind of think they're probably at the best value range we're going to get them at. So let's get going. Pick number 1 that I feel most confident about today, guys, is Alec Manoa over 5.5 strikeouts. If we look at Alec Manoa, they're going to be playing in Toronto today, so it's going to be a right-handed pitcher, and the team they're playing is Seattle on the road. Let's look where they come out. Seattle comes out at a 25.3% strikeout clip, which is absolutely insane for a playoff team, so it is a good matchup to say the least. Let's take a look where the books are placing the line at on Alec Manoa. So at 5.5 strikeouts, he is juiced incredibly heavily to the over at minus 148, the under being at a plus 111. So this is a pretty glaring play. Again, that's why it is my number 1 favorite play today. So go ahead and click that more, lock that one in. Next, what I got for you is going to be the Jose Quintana play over 3.5 strikeouts. Jose Quintana, I am not too fond of. I don't trust a lot, and it makes me a little nervous. But considering what the options are on the slate, I do think this is the second best play out there. So Jose Quintana is a lefty, and let me just verify all this. Where are they playing today? So they're in St. Louis. So we're going to be looking at a left-handed pitcher on the road, and we're looking for Philly. So here's Philly, striking out at a 22% clip. Again, right in that 1-4, 1-5 batter range, everybody going down. Quintana's strikeout rate, I believe I looked when it was about a 21% on the season. So right in that same area. So we can assume 1 in every 4, 1 in every 5 guys to go down to the K. So I do like that play. If we look on Pinnacle, what we got for that game, if we scroll on down, Jose Quintana, 3.5 strikeouts. He is juiced minus 130 to the over and minus 102 to the under. So not quite as big of a discrepancy between the two as the Manoa prop, but definitely still has a favorite to the over according to Las Vegas. So that, along with the matchup, gives me enough faith to lock that in as play number 2. Play number 3 is going to be Shane Bieber. It's up to you whether you want to take the strikeouts or you would like to take his pitcher fantasy score. I'm going to roll with pitcher fantasy score probably. Don't hold me to that. I might actually just do one of each. That way I'm not going to be mad at myself after the fact. But he has played Tampa twice this year already. He's had 6 strikeouts and 8 strikeouts in 6 innings and 7 innings. So both times he has cleared this prop. Let's take a peek where they fall. So it's a right-handed pitcher. and they are playing in Cleveland, so it's going to be a road team looking for the Tampa Bay Rays right there. So they actually fall towards the bottom, but when you look at it in comparison, they're still striking out at 20.6% clip. So really, that's not too far under that 22 and 25% numbers we were just looking at. So despite it being towards the bottom of the league, it still is a pretty high percentage of strikeouts, and Shane Bieber is a good strikeout pitcher. So we're looking on Pinnacle at Bieber, and there's a couple things that make me want to take the fantasy score. Those being the fact that they have him at a pretty glaring over for 6 innings, or set over 17.5 pitching outs. So that would get him 18 points plus 4 for a quality start, as he is juiced to the over 1.5 runs. I assume he's going to give up 2 today. So we'd be looking at 22 points for the 6 innings pitched and quality start. His strikeout prop is 5. Let's assume he gets 5, which would leave us with a push if we took the strikeout prop. That would be worth 15 points. So 22 and 15 is 37. They are favored to win. Let's say they do get the win. That would bring him 6 more points, which would bring him up to 43. And subtract the 6 for the 2 runs against would bring his score down to a 37. And boom, that is above 34.5. Notice, though, if he was to give up 3 runs today, it would drop him to a 34, and he would lose by the hook. So if you believe he's going to get 5 strikeouts exactly, and you think he can hold them to 2 runs, I think the fantasy score is the way to go. If you're unsure that he can hold Tampa to 2 or less, I think the strikeout prop is the way to go. If you notice on here, Shane Bieber got his strikeout at a pretty high minus 163 juice line at over 4.5. So they're pretty much stating they believe a push is kind of worst case scenario. So Shane Bieber, whichever way you want to take him, is pick number 3. The last pick I have for you, there's 2 of them actually, but I would not recommend taking both unless you really like both. This is my core right here, these 3 plays. Outside of that, here's kind of what I found if you do want to go for a 4-leg or a 5-leg play today. So in the MLB Live section, if we go to pitches thrown, I do like Shane McClanahan going over 14.5 pitches in the first inning. Steven Kwan is going to be number 1 batter today. Kwan is known to be one of those guys who will foul off pitches literally countless amounts of times, and he is just such a piece of work at the plate to get out. So I'm assuming it probably takes anywhere from 6 to 10 pitches to get Kwan by himself out. So I think that this 14.5 pitch mark is a little bit too low. So I do like the over 14.5 pitches in the first inning. The other play I do like is back into the MLB section. In the MLB Live section, The MLB section, pitcher fantasy score would be Yu Darvish. Darvish is also projected to go over 6 innings, which would give him the possibility for the quality start, which would bring him up to 22. He is projected at 5.5 strikeouts. Juice to the under, so let's assume he gets 5. That's another 15 points on top of that 22. That brings him to 37. He gives up 2 runs today. That brings him down to 31, and he gets there. If San Diego wins, that gets him an extra 6 points. So I think this number is just way too low. The matchup is not even that bad. A lot of people think the Mets are along the top of the line for teams that are toughest to strike out, but really when we look at it, we got Yu Darvish as a right-handed pitcher. The Mets are at home. And if we look over the last 30 days, the Mets are falling at number 13 at that 22.3% strikeout clip. So right along the average of all these teams that we're dealing with in the playoffs. So this is what I got for you today, guys. I love these first three plays. Whichever way you like Bieber, up to you. And then I've got these guys that I don't like quite as much, but I do think will still hit. So please like and follow, guys. Like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'm really trying to get this channel up to 1,000 so that I can get some live streams going so that we can interact together and work together as a community, as I found out that gambling in a community is a lot better than gambling by yourself, because more minds are obviously going to be better than one. Good luck if you're tailing today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, peace.